This is the best authentic Ghanaian dry Bofrot recipe you will ever try. Crispy on the outside, soft and airy on the inside, just like the one sold on the streets of Accra and Kumasi. If you're craving the real homemade taste that takes you back, stay with me to the end and you will surely love it. Now, without wasting much of your time, let's get started. Let's begin by activating the yeast. So in a small bowl, I'll pour in some sugar and also yeast. I'll go in with some lukewarm water, not hot and not cold as well. The temperature should be warm enough to touch without burning your fingers. Now gently stir everything together very nicely and allow it to sit for about 5 to 10 minutes for it to prove very well. Next, in a mixing bowl, I'll add in all my dry ingredients. So first, let's add in some all-purpose flour, which I'll be sifting it first to make sure everything is nice and very smooth, and also to help us know if there's any unwanted particles in it. Okay. Alright, so now we're done. So let's add in some salt to taste. Moving forward, I'll also go in with some nutmeg for that aromatic flavor. I'll stir everything together very nicely, and once that is done, I'll also go in with my sugar. Kindly adjust everything to your taste. Next, I'll also go in with some powdered milk as well. Feel free to use evaporated milk and you are good to go. Last but not the least, I'll go in with the vanilla essence. Use any flavor at all of your choice. Now let's stir everything together once again until all is nice and well combined. Alright, so now this is the perfect time for us to go in with our activated yeast. So we're going to slowly pour in the yeast, and once that is done, I will use my spatula to stir everything together very nicely until all is nice and well incorporated. At this point, the dough will be sticky, and that's exactly what we want. Don't be tempted to add in more flour. The stickiness helps give it that airy texture when fried. Don't forget as well to add in your water bit by bit until you achieve the perfect consistency. Now let's go in with about 2 tablespoons of salted margarine. I will combine everything together very nicely, and once that is done, I will remove everything from the bowl and begin to knead the dough on your working surface for about 5 minutes or until the dough is smooth but stretchy. Don't forget as well to flour your working surface so that the dough won't be sticking on it. Trust me, it's very important. So we're going to knead until it's nice and stretchy. You can even use a hand mixer with a dough hook if you have one. So as you can see, the dough is looking super good, and that's what I'm looking for. All that is left is for me to place this in my mixing bowl again. Don't forget to grease your bowl with some cooking oil. Okay, now afterwards I'll place it in it, and I'm going to use or cover the bowl with some clean film or a clean cloth and place it in a warm place to rise for about 45 minutes to 1 hour, or until it doubles in size. Alright, so our dough has risen beautifully. It should be soft, puffy, and have that slight yeasty smell. It looks super soft. You can use your clean hand to gently punch it down. This helps release some of the air. Now here is how you know your Bofrot dough is ready. After it has risen nicely, gently press the surface with your fingertip. If it slowly bounces back, that's a good sign. It means the gluten has developed well and the yeast has done its job. Now before we roll our dough into a beautiful ball shapes, let's flour our baking tray with some all-purpose flour, and once that is done, we're going to set it aside. So next we're going to use a sharp knife to cut the dough into manageable portions. Now take one piece, stretch it slightly and fold the edges inward like you are tracking it into itself. This helps create a smooth surface and traps more air inside. Then roll it gently in your palm until you form a soft round ball, just the way you see it on your screens right now. Repeat the process for each piece. Remember not to overwork the dough. The goal is to shape it lightly so it stays soft and airy inside when fried. Alright, so as you can see, it's looking super good and perfect. Once you finish shaping the Bofrot dough into little balls, don't rush to fry them. Arrange them on a flat surface, just the way you see it on the screens right now. So we're going to let this rest for the second time. This is key to getting soft and airy inside. Cover them with some clean cloth and allow it to sit in a warm place for about 15 to 20 minutes. And as you can see, it has doubled in size again, and that's what we're looking for. Now all that is left is for us to pour in our vegetable oil into a deep pan. So it should be at least 3 inches deep, enough to float the Bofrot without touching the bottom of the pan. Heat the oil on medium heat. Test the oil. Drop a tiny bit of dough in it to make sure the oil is not too hot. Yes, this is very important. Do not overcrowd the pan as well. Give them space to puff up and float freely. Fry on medium heat, as I said, turning them every now and then for even brown. So we want to achieve a deep golden brown color on the outside and make sure the inside is fully cooked. If your oil is too hot, the outside will brown fast, but the inside will stay raw. So keep it on medium heat or even on low heat and you are good to go. Once they are golden and cooked, remove the Bofrot or puff and place it on a paper towel to drain any excess oil. Now, if you are still with me, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Share this video to your lovely friends and family so they get to see this amazing and inspiring recipe as well. Thank you so much for doing that. Now our first batch is ready. We're going to remove this, and don't forget as well to place it on a paper towel to drain any excess oil. And there you have it, authentic Ghana dried Bofrot made right in your kitchen with simple ingredients and lots of love. If you followed along and made this recipe, let me know in the comment section. Did it remind you of your childhood school days or that corner vendor in your street? Trust me, this recipe is super simple, but it is amazing. As you can see, the inside looks very soft, the outside looks very crispy, and the flavor and the taste is all you need right now. Do trust the process and you're going to love it. Thank you so much for watching this video up to this point. Do subscribe for more amazing content. Until next time, keep cooking with love. Bye.